Hello everyone, welcome to episode...
Are you going to edit this?
Yeah, cut out all those failed attempts. Welcome to episode 3 of 2 Seasons of Podcast.
Yeah, hi guys.
I've been wanting to record this podcast for like a week.
Yeah, he's been telling me that he's going to release something on the podcast.
Oh yeah. Well, it's not like you're building it up already.
Well, he built it up for me.
A little idea.
But yeah, we've been so busy with assignments.
I just finished an exam myself, which took me...
It was an open book exam.
I know, and it took me all day.
Yeah.
But I think it's just because, like, usually those essay questions, like, you know, the blog entries that I do, they take me like an hour or two to do.
Yeah.
And I had to do pretty much 3 of them this time.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that it would take me like 6 or 7 hours.
I'm doing a global business assignment, which is very similar to international market assignment. And I just, on the Facebook group, a guy was like, you think you're finished with the fucking assignment and then you submit it and it says that it's 35% plagiarized. Because you're using the same information that you submitted for the other one, for this one.
Oh, it matches them as well?
Yeah, it matches your assignments that you submitted. So you're plagiarizing yourself, which is embarrassing.
That's not plagiarism.
I know, but the system thinks it's plagiarized. So if
silly.
I know I'm trying to get as much new information as I can, so it doesn't look like...
Maybe just for the references, just reference yourself. You know?
That's a really good idea.
Say, yeah, reference yourself, and for the where you said it, just put your other assignment.
I don't know.
So like
Alina, my goal is to make it look like I actually put a lot of effort into it, and I'm not just recycling another.
Yeah, that's what I had to do for my
assignment.
I didn't want to. I wrote about one of the same topics that I used for the blog entries, but I made sure not to like write about the same things. I kind of expanded off one of the points, I think.
Yeah. That's what I'm hoping to do with this one as well. I don't want it to come up as 35% plagiarized of myself. I'd like to get that as low as possible.
Is there a minimum amount you can plagiarize?
14%, I think is what she said.
Or I guess maximum, technically.
Maximum is 14%.
That's, awkward number. But
I know, yeah. I thought that was a bit weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I've been up to today. It's due in like 2 days, and then when I submit this one, I got another one due.
It's just non-stop work.
Yeah. But like the lecturers kind of don't want to have us still submitting stuff over Christmas and after Christmas and when the semester's over, you know. So
that's why it's been so hard to record the podcast, because like you seem to be constantly in a kind of just stuck in one assignment after the other.
Yeah, I'm going by whichever deadline is closest first. Yeah.
Whereas I have a bit more freedom because most of my assignments are due after Christmas. I'm just kind of steadily working on the one. Like I have most of mine kind of finished. I think I'll be fine.
Well, his is all due in January, so yeah. Mine's like 23rd of December.
But then you'll be free for the entire summer.
Yeah.
Or not summer, but
December,
Christmas break.
Yeah.
After that, whereas I'll have to keep working on mine.
Haha.
You can record your own solo podcast. Or have me in the background of them, just like kind of chiming in every now and then.
No, you'll be annoyed.
Between my work.
Well, I guess your work doesn't really require much concentration. Not as a slag, but like you listen to music and you listen to podcasts while you do your work, because it's more creative Photoshop stuff. It's not really
stuff.
Yeah, it's not text. You know?
And I just put on like relaxing music when I'm doing the writing stuff.
Yeah,
it's fine. So what could we talk about in this podcast? You don't really have anything to talk about, you said.
I'd like to talk about the new year.
Yeah.
The next year is the Chinese New Year, February 26th. How many days are in February? 28. This year has taken a toll on me. God, I forget. Maybe February 12th is the Chinese New Year next year.
Yeah.
And it's the year of the ox, which is my Chinese zodiac sign.
Yeah.
So next year's my year.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of fun because next year actually is like I'll be finishing the digital marketing degree. I'm at the moment doing a Facebook page for my dad's business. It's not like a huge business, it's just himself as a tiling contractor. Is that how you say tiling contractor?
Sure.
Yeah. He doesn't really need a Facebook page and he doesn't need anything because he's been going at this for like 20 years nonstop. So
yeah. But imagine how much better he could do with...
He could actually he used to have a whole team.
Yeah.
And
he could expand.
Yeah. But then the recession hit Ireland. So they were doing like all of the new developed houses and stuff. And he's still now he's doing like townhouses that the council is like, yo, we need you to do these 40 townhouses. Like all the same.
Damn.
I know.
So boring.
Yeah, but so he's like not short of any work to need a Facebook page, but I'm doing it anyways, just maybe, hopefully.
Yeah.
He's at the age where he really can't be doing this any longer because it's a lot of work on his back and on your knees, and
if he could become like a manager of his company instead, like
he used to be before the recession. So hopefully the page can drive more business, forcing him to get more workers. But he's he's looking for workers, but he said that there's Irish people don't like working. They'll call in sick St. Patrick's Day, or they'll call in sick on a Saturday, but only because they've been drinking the night before and stuff. And even when I'm at work, I'm like, yeah, the Irish people don't really seem to they'll take their full half hour, whereas I'm like, I'll eat at the table while I'm doing the work. Stuff like that. So he's trying to find people, but he can't find anyone. What else? So
you'll be running that Facebook page as well.
So
I guess you could get your sisters to do it as well.
But Facebook, I saw that when I was doing that page, I saw that there's also book an appointment time. So if I can if Dad and I can have maybe an online thing on our phones, like maybe on Google or something, we can be a schedule of all of the appointments he has to get to, and
there's probably some kind of application like that on Facebook itself, because there's so much on Facebook
that people don't really utilize.
Yeah. So I don't like Facebook. It's too much of a clusterfuck of different features.
I love it. It's really good. You do have your own business on Facebook. It's great.
Sure.
Yeah.
Still don't like it.
I like it.
I like the simplicity of Twitter.
I fucking hate Twitter.
Why?
It's too simple.
It's nice though.
There's simple-minded people use Twitter. That's why it's mostly Americans.
We have just lost.
I am on a roll.
90% of our viewers.
But it is unless you have something important to say, why would you go? I never say anything on Facebook. I just share funny stuff,
which you can do on Twitter.
I don't know.
Facebook to me seems like if I was to post on Facebook, maybe it's just the way I use it, but if I was to post on Facebook, it'd have to be something substantial, about an event, or I couldn't just post my thoughts on something.
Yeah, do you know what it is? You have interests and hobbies, so your Twitter page is a clusterfuck of Nintendo and PS, and I'm like, all of this is so boring for me scrolling through his feed. I'm like, I can't find anything interesting, nothing funny. Whereas Facebook for me is more social. So Twitter,
memes. It's
social because I'm looking at all of my friends that I know and people that I know from what they get up to. I don't know.
I'll just bleep both of them, for fuck's sake.
Whereas so people who follow celebrities and follow whatever go on Twitter, so you follow all of those things that you're interested in.
Celebrities, but
the things that you're interested in. So you like Twitter more.
Yeah.
I prefer Facebook because it's more social to me. I can ask on Facebook who's open, like what hairdressers are open, and
you
like
can do that
somebody
on
will
Twitter.
answer. But
not really.
Yeah, you can't. There's not much of a community in Ireland on Twitter. There
is. I think it's just...
There's not a Cork community on Twitter that you can just like ask, hey, like I need maths grinds or something, you know?
I think it's because Facebook is like this kind of thing where it's become weird not to have a Facebook page. Like pretty much everybody has Facebook. I can only think of like maybe 2 people who don't.
Yeah, and when they don't have Facebook pages, it's kind of weird.
But the reason I think that Facebook is more of a social thing is because like when it became a thing, everybody started using it. So since there was such a large amount of people using it from the start, like all your friends would be on it. So you make a Facebook page to talk to them and interact with them. So that just continued going on, so that like new people coming along, the Facebook accounts making just kind of filtered down through the age groups, so that like your brother or your friends that are like 2 years older than you, they've got a Facebook, so you make a Facebook, and then the people younger than you make a Facebook because
but there's nothing
you've made a Facebook. But like
makes
Twitter
me want
is
Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter is, I would say, less of a direct community kind of thing, like a local community. Except, well, it was. Maybe I guess when I was back in school, it was like back in secondary school.
I've never heard like any of my friends use Twitter.
No.
Twitter
was big amongst
your friends.
my.
Really?
Yeah. Like all the people I would like. Well, most of the people I would like interact with had Twitter. But then, as soon as people started going off to college, it kind of dropped.
That late?
Wow. Maybe beforehand, but like, I don't know. Like, I kind of just abandoned my old Twitter account that I would use for that. And I just used the current one that I have, which is all like.
Well, also because you've been doing YouTube videos and stuff, so you have your Twitter account. You can't really post anything like that on Facebook, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Unless you have a business on Facebook to be like, this is what I'm posting.
Yeah.
You know? Whereas on Twitter, I feel like you can socially post. I don't know, maybe it's because America is so big, whereas Ireland is very small, so we have Facebook because it's more of a communal thing. Whereas America's so big, so they got Twitter to get news from like everywhere. You know?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably... I say I'm on the right track there. Anyway, going back to the new year. So I'll be doing that with Facebook, and I will be finishing this digital marketing course. So it's like the last thing I'm doing before I get like a grown-up job, you know, or start my own business or anything, which I hope to do next year when I finished. And we'll be going into our second apartment hopefully next year. So there's a lot of stuff that'll be happening next year. You know, I'm already feeling very positive about it.
Good. It's your year. And
it's my year.
You have no excuse now if you end up not being super productive. Because it's your year.
Yeah. I've realised yesterday that bullet journals are just not for me. I feel like you spend so much time drawing. I got so pissed off last night. So pissed off. Because I drew like very pretty, a super pretty jar.
It really was very nice.
I like just copied the idea, but still it was very cute. Yeah. I drew a very, very pretty jar with fireflies coming out of it, and I was like, this is all like each firefly is one thing that I want to get done next year, you know? Like it's like a bright little thing that I want to happen next year.
Sure.
And then on the back of that page, I wanted to write down New Year's resolutions, but I fucked it up.
She did that thing where you start writing it, you're super confident at the start.
Trying to do pretty calligraphy.
Yeah, and then you get like halfway through and you're like, oh my god, I do not have space for this.
So
you kind of just couldn't bunch it up. But you could have gone on to the next page. It would have been fine, I think.
It's just annoying. And then, how do I do this?
She's messing with a bobble, by the way.
Oh my gosh.
Which is what you might be able to hear in the microphone.
So cool! I've never made a knot like this.
You accidentally made a cool knot, yeah.
podcast.
Good job.
Thanks. What was I talking about?
Your year.
Oh yeah, so then I tore that page out, and then I did like really pretty Chinese red lanterns, and then I put my hand on one part of it and then moved my hand somewhere else, and like the feckin' print, yeah, it really pissed me off. So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna feckin' give up on this stupid bullet journal thing.
I do kind of think bullet journals are a waste of time, because you spend so much time doing them that you could spend that time doing the stuff that you want to do, that you put in your bullet journal, you know.
Yeah,
but it was looking pretty.
Thanks.
Good job.
So I think I might give up on bullet journals for next year. Not that they were so prevalent this year in my life.
Got like what, a month maybe into it.
Yeah, it was pretty though.
It was
very nice.
It was.
Yeah.
Maybe you could just like start off from where you finished this year. Like you got to like February or something. Just start doing it again in March.
I don't know, but when you rip off so many pages at the start, I feel like I'm just like, I kind of want a new journal.
Oh my gosh,
I know,
it's so wasteful.
I know.
It's fine, like it can be a scrappy one.
I know it's fine. It can be a scrappy one.
Yeah.
No, it's 2021.
It can be a sketchbooky one.
Yeah.
Know? Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really excited. Like I have like my standard New Year's resolutions, like lose weight, and which is like every year you tell yourself that. But I'm hoping that because
I think we're doing enough damage to ourselves at the moment that we kind of have to commit to doing exercise. I think we've eaten like 5 fancy donuts each in the last.
I'm really happy that we both have, and it's not like a really awkward like, hey, I've been looking fine this whole time and you've been gaining weight. Like I'm really happy it's the two of us that's been going through this.
Yeah.
So like we can talk about it and I don't feel as bad as if it was just me that's gained weight.
And we can both struggle together next year when we finally get around to doing our exercising and dieting in like November next year.
But I've realized the way to do it is to just give yourself a lot more time instead of like restricting yourself to a few weeks. I'll give myself like 6 months. Be like, because it is a steady thing, you know? Like I don't want to do a crash diet or a crash like 2 weeks of exercises or something. Like trying to do that Chloe Ting's 2-week shred. I nearly got the 2 weeks, but after that I haven't touched it because I was like,
I've done the 2 weeks?
No, I was just like sick of it at that point. So maybe if I give myself like half a year I want to get this done, the other half a year I want to focus on other stuff, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's a lot better. It's like a slow progression.
I'd like to start jogging in the park. I think it'd be nice for a place. Yeah, I still haven't ordered the freaking body warmer stuff though, which I think is the only way I'd go out because I don't like running in tracky pants, and I don't like running in shorts in public. Is that
tight fitting or is that loose?
Kind of in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is a body warmer? I know you showed me, but I can't think of it.
Well, it's like leggings or like leggings as a top. It's just to keep you warm.
For your top part.
Yeah.
Okay. And what are you going to wear for your bottom?
Same, but like full. They look like leggings.
Oh wow, you in leggings.
I'll put shorts on so you just.
Okay.
So I'm not walking around with my badonkadonk out in public. You know?
I'd like to be a person that can jog.
Oh fuck.
I'd like to be a person that can jog.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be really cool to say that you could like just start running out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know though, because I got a lot of extra weight on the bottom part of my body, so
you're bottom heavy.
Yeah, I am. So like every step is a lot more work for me. Yeah.
But the more work, the better for you.
I get like I start like overthinking it when I start thinking about jogging. First part is the like, ooh, people are going to look at me, so I'd have to go at like either nighttime or early morning.
That's what I was thinking for mine as well.
And the second part,
I just like jogging quiet in place.
Yeah, yeah. I get really embarrassed.
I don't like exercising in front of people. That's why I never went to the gym.
It's worse for a girl.
Probably, yeah.
No one looks at guys in the gym.
Because it's all other guys.
No, like if there was like an unfit guy at the gym, you like you're not like focusing in on like, oh my god, look at how unfit he is. But as a girl, if you're in there, I feel like it's a lot more stress on you.
I don't know. I think that's insecurity thing.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Well, I just remember when I did go to the gym, I was a lot fitter at that time. Like, I didn't need to go, but I just wanted to go. This was like in secondary school, so like high school when I went. And I found I didn't go as much as I wanted because it was like there was a lot more looks and I didn't like it. Yeah, so I was like, okay, I look good and I'm at the gym and I'm getting all of these looks that's making me uncomfortable. Because then I have to look like I'm actually good at all this shit. You can't just look like a hot girl in there, like it's fucking dying on the trail. That's embarrassing. It's really embarrassing.
You've got to keep your poise.
Yeah. Genuinely. Like I have to gracefully fucking run. But then to be like, oh my god, now I'm going to go in there like overweight. So that's like, because I've already experienced the positive part of it, then like in my head I'm like, okay, people are still going to be looking at me, but in a negative way now. You know?
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I know it's an insecurity, but that's just I don't know. So it would have to be either nighttime or early morning.
It would be nighttime because there's no way you're getting up early in the morning.
But also, they say that you're not supposed to run on concrete because it damages your knees.
Oh.
Yeah, because you're bouncing on a hard surface, and that is really bad for your knees.
I guess that's why good running shoes have like a lot of foam or whatever.
So you have to get that as well, otherwise your knees
I have
are gonna.
Good running shoes.
Yeah,
the blue ones. Yeah,
I haven't seen them. Says a lot. But yeah, so hopefully by next year I can also buy a lot more clothes. Yeah.
There's not really the opportunities these days.
No, there's not. But like, even when I've had the opportunities, I've still never bought. I can't even walk into a Primark. A Penny's like, it's like the trashiest clothing store, but still, when I walk past it, I'm like, man, I'm so insecure. I can't go in there. I know. Let me buy a scarf. Yeah, so hopefully next year I'll be able to feel confident enough to buy clothes. What about you? What's your goals for next year? Those are mine.
I don't know. Finish the year of my course with good grades.
I'm hoping to get a 1-1 in my digital marketing, an honours degree in my digital marketing course. So I think that's why as well I'm taking so long on this assignment, on all of the assignments. Yeah, carry on with yours, sorry.
That's it really.
That's it?
Well, all the other things you're going to think are lame.
No, why would I think it's lame?
Because you always do.
I never think your dreams are lame. I want to go on Come Dine With Me. I think that's pretty lame.
It is.
I was thinking about it. I was like, man, I want to make my own lasagna sheets. I want to make my own bread and I want to make my own pastry for my desserts. How fucking lame is that? For a group of 4 strangers for €1,000 reward? Like, what?
No.
Yeah. But I still love it. I think it's really sweet. So, tell me yours.
Okay. Well then. Jesus. Chill.
Alright, I'm chill.
Well, I would like to make more of my website, which I guess is a good time to start talking about it because I have been putting it off.
Yeah.
So I have a website now, which is basically
Coke.
What?
Nothing.
Whoa, Coke. Trying to try that again.
Okay. You start.
Okay, so I have my own website now.
Whoa, calm down on the enthusiasm.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's what I wanted to say.
Yeah. Which is basically because previous to like this year, kind of, I've always done like YouTube videos, and I would do Let's Plays, but then I kind of got bored of doing Let's Plays, and I've gotten way more into like analytical stuff over the last year. Pretty much everything I watch is analytical or like informative. And I want to do that myself. And I don't know of any like websites where you can post stuff that people use. I used to post my fiction, like my horror stories, on a website called Wattpad, but I don't think anybody really uses that.
You do for fan fiction.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I used to for fan fiction.
You used to post fan fiction there?
No, I used to read fan fiction there.
What kind of fan fiction?
What I remember was Loki from Thor.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
He is your type.
Yeah, totally.
Dark and mysterious.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
yeah, I think it's because they don't censor their stories there.
Really?
Yeah, don't quote me on that, but I think it's because they don't
Probably,
censor the
yeah,
stories.
because I did have like child suicide in one of mine.
Oh, yeah, then there you go.
But anyway, yeah, so I was like, I want somewhere to post everything that I make, and there was nowhere that I could really do that.
Like a portfolio.
Kinda, yeah. So I just made my own website via Wix.
Are you gonna post your college work there?
No. Unless it's like relative.
Like your From Within poster?
Nah.
No?
Not really, no.
Alright. Because that's a portfolio.
I guess. I don't know, I'll see.
Yeah.
But like at the moment, I just use it for, because I'm not making any videos, but I'm doing reviews. I've got 2 reviews on it so far. One of a game called Scanner Somber, which is like a short horror game, which is pretty cool. And the other is Fatal Frame. And I plan to do various, like review my way through various horror game series, like Fatal Frame, Resident Evil, Silent Hill, the Dead Space ones. And post them all there. And then, you know, if people read them, it's fine. People don't read them, it's fine. I just want them there, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like a place to store all my stuff.
I really like the way Oren goes about everything, because you like don't really give a shit about monetizing anything or like.
That's because I think it's just so far out of my reach from a starting point.
But you also, oh damn, what did I want to say? I don't know.
Oh. Well, ideally, I would like to, like, once the summer comes and I have more free time, maybe, I would like to convert the written reviews into video essays on YouTube.
Oh, there's no success or failure in your head.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, whereas for me, if I was to make a website, I'd be like, I need to do it this way. If I don't, then it looks like a failure of a website. You know?
Yeah, I just made a simple one that I like the look of.
Yeah, so like he's really happy in everything he does.
Yeah. I think it's just because I've settled so much into my personality that I'm very comfortable in life. You know? I'm sure there'll come a time when I'm more competitive and stuff, but at the moment I'm just chilling.
It's no matter. 24-year-old's supposed to be chilling.
I'm 25.
25-year-old's supposed to be chilling.
Well, until
it's so weird because I said 25 in my head, but 24 came out.
Yeah. Liar.
No, I did.
But yeah, so I've got reviews on my website. I also post my art there, which I don't get a chance to do a lot of. I would like to start getting back into it because I do enjoy drawing. And what else? I have a section set up for my comics when I start making them. I'm in the process of making a comic. I have like the prologue chapter all planned out. Currently working on the storyboards for like the panels and stuff. but I haven't had a chance to touch it in like 2 months. I would like to get back to that because I've got so many freaking ideas for this comic. It's ridiculous.
You really need to like actually
just
visualize it. Yeah, commit to it and like visualize it, because he tells me about that comic and I'm like, man, I got no idea what's going on. It's so heavy.
Yeah, the part I'm working on isn't even like where it gets interesting.
Yeah.
So I just need to like start drawing it. If I can just get it drawn, like I don't really care that much about the quality of the drawing. I can always revisit it and do like a redux version, which would be cool. But that'd be like maybe a year or 2 down the line when my art has improved.
And hopefully by then, I mentioned the idea to him and I don't think it was well received, but hopefully by then you can do a Kickstarter.
It wouldn't get any traction.
I think it would. A lot of art pieces do. Maybe not for you to be the one to illustrate it, but for you to have the finances to develop a team to be able to illustrate it.
Oh, I get you.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like the One Punch Man manga.
How do you mean? Is that how it started?
Well, no, but the manga that we read, One Punch Man, is not drawn by the original mangaka.
Yeah.
It's just like kind of redone, like reimagined.
Yeah.
Like the original stuff by the author, is like very rough. It's like
has he sold them? That's so cool.
Yeah.
Wow. You can actually buy those ones.
It's a webcomic.
Oh, I see.
So it's like
something
adapted
like that.
into a more kind of fleshed out manga. Yeah.
And even if you don't get fully funded, it will help you develop the networks you need to, like a person might message you, not necessarily fund you, but message you and be like, hey, I'd love to do this, or I know a person who could do this.
Yeah.
So I think a Kickstarter or like a GoFundMe would be very good.
Yeah. So I just gotta get to work, really. I need to find the time to do it. I have too many fucking hobbies.
You could do it as your FYP project. I keep telling him, like, your final year is like a whole year where you can just sit down and develop whatever you want.
I would love that.
Yeah. And you have all of the resources in the college to be able to do that.
Yeah. What I would like, I think, for my birthday, I don't know if I'd get one, but I might ask for... I sound like a child. I might try and get, for my birthday, get...
I see, yeah. For my 26th birthday, I might try and get...
One of the things I'm putting on my birthday present list.
Oh my god.
Is
off my 50-something-year-old parents.
Is like a proper drawing tablet with an actual screen on it, because I've one of my friends uses one, and like I saw him working on it, and it looks so much easier to use, because there's no like disconnect between where your hand is and where you're looking, which is
it's like you're just drawn on paper.
Yeah, it looks so much better. So I would really like one of those drawing tablets. Yeah, they're so cool, but they're pretty expensive. But I'm trucking away on the one I have now, my little Wacom.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my website. I don't post on it often. There's a link in the description if you're listening and you're vaguely interested. Go check it out, because it
looks like a very feminine website.
Is it?
Yeah,
I thought it looked nice and simple. There's like
it's pink.
It's not pink.
It's pink.
Is it pink?
Yeah.
Only the banner is pink.
The whole thing is pink.
Oh, it kind of is. No, it's mostly white. It's just the banner and the thing at the bottom.
But that's like the only two colors, white and pink.
There's also the colors for the I'll show you now, bitch. There's the colors for the
I'll show you now, bitch.
Where is it? Let me bring it up. If you're watching the podcast, click on that link in the description so you can see what I'm talking about. Yeah, I guess it is kind of pink, but like, it's not okay. I guess it's relatively subtle. I don't know. I was just going for like nice pastel colors, which I guess is kind of girly as well.
I was just going for nice pastel colors.
I mean, like, I'm still working on it. I haven't got a clue what to call it. I recently changed it because it was called Oran's Aesthetics, which I just copied from a YouTuber called Acer Aesthetics. But then I changed it again to Oran's Creative Outlet. But then I also have like a subheading, which is just a creative outlet. So I need to change that. I need to make various changes. And it's not optimized for mobile at all. Yeah. So don't bother clicking on it if you're on mobile, because it's a mess. I need to get organizing that stuff around. But yeah, it's a nice place to post stuff. You said you were thinking about making your own website as well, didn't you? Or did you?
Yeah, well, that goes into a whole other issue. When I was doing the dishes to delve into like
you were like, oh, I wish I had somewhere to post my videos of me doing them dishes.
See, I have a list of stuff that I want to get done in my portfolio,
like your children's storybook.
But a part of me, when I was doing the dishes, and I was thinking about like, okay, why am I so focused on wanting to do a portfolio?
Yeah, because you're not really looking for any kind of artistic jobs.
I'm not. And there's nothing specific in my portfolio. Like, it's all like multiple different things. It's not like a portfolio of like fine art or like a portfolio of digital painting. It's like multiple, like, this is a logo, this is like a digital painting, this is a children's storybook, this is like, it's so different.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's like everything that I wanted to get done in college but wasn't able, like, I just wasn't able to. Or maybe I did it but I was told it wasn't that good. So I really just want to do a portfolio for myself to just kind of feel a bit validated that like I can do it and it looks good. Yeah. But then I was like, is that like a good motive for wanting to spend a good few months on something? Or a year, wanting to spend like a year doing this?
Well, I don't think it'd be a waste of your time, since you end up with something.
But I know, but then in my head I'm like, but there's no monetary thing. There's no like monetary value is the only way I can place success on something.
Which is why I'm sure you can't wait for us to launch our Patreon. You're like, oh, I actually enjoy doing YouTube now.
Yeah.
Or want to record a podcast?
Because you can actually see the success rate in it.
Yeah. I mean, our podcast have been doing
that would be good. Like a person singing on the streets and not making any money off of it. Whereas like every time a person puts €1 or €2 inside of your guitar case,
well, you could sell the children's storybook.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you can like just sell books and stuff on Amazon.
Well, I can do them and like see where they take me, you know? But yeah, I don't know. I was just kind of analyzing why I'm so focused on wanting to do a portfolio, even though it's like stemmed from another. This is like just an episode of Alina's Insecurities. It's like stemmed from like an insecurity. So I was wondering if that's like a good reason to. If that's what I'm focusing on. If like the insecurity is what I'm focusing on while I'm doing it.
I don't think you need a reason to do artistic stuff or to be creative, to make stuff, or to be productive in general. I think any reason is fine, and no reason is fine. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
so know. If you're doing stuff and you're happy doing it, then.
But that I don't know if that's gonna make me happy. I don't know if I'm doing it to make me happy.
You'll only know when you start. You know?
I don't think there's much happiness involved in wanting to do a portfolio. For me, you know, for my portfolio. You mightn't have to do a whole portfolio.
You could just do the select few things that you could do. You know? I can see you making a children's storybook. Oh.
Yeah, me
What were you going to say?
A pretty bitchin' portfolio.
Oh.
It would be so much fun.
Yeah. And I'd be working on mine as well.
I'm hoping to, really, really hoping when I finish my digital marketing degree, I can still only have a 3-day job and spend the rest doing my own business at home here.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'd love it. I'd love to give
You
it a
could
shot.
even like
that would make me very happy.
you could just do like advertising for other people, for other companies. Just do that from home. Which I'm sure is pretty easy to do nowadays because everybody's really working from home.
I know, I'm like silently hoping this lockdown lasts longer so people will need online business stuff more. Will this last till next September? Who knows?
Probably.
When I finish.
Going at this rate. Christ. It's been almost a year since it started. No, it hasn't. We're still a few months off since we had the first lockdown.
It was in March.
Yeah.
We're pretty close to it. Only 3 months away.
I still remember when it freaking happened. I was in the middle of class. And we were just like, okay, you can go home.
Yeah.
Make sure you get the bus before they shut down the buses or something. Yeah.
I was in college during my final year. And they were like, yeah, it looks like everyone has to go home. And I was like, and now we're living together. Like, I was in my final year at this lockdown and now we're living together. Madness.
Madness.
Yeah.
I guess it's a good time for me to bring up what I wanted to.
No, I think I'm going to keep talking about some other stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. We found 2 new kitties.
Oh, we did. So we're living like down in the alley, and halfway down the alley is a kind of rundown.
Changed the conversation.
Is like a rundown shack, and we saw a cat go in there before, like a month or two ago. But we hadn't seen it since. But then, like a couple of days ago, you were on your way back from doing some shopping or something. No, you were going to do some shopping, and you like rang me or something, and you were like, "Oh my god, those kittens!"
There's 2.
Yeah. I've only caught glimpses of them, really. There's a black and white one, which is adorable.
But there's an all grey one as well that I could only see in the light of the van because it was nighttime. So there was a van going down the alley, and it spooked the 2 kittens. So I couldn't really see the grey one very well, but it was all one colour.
It's cute.
Yeah, I know.
So we bought 2 little things of cat food, and we're gonna. I don't know if we should wait to see them to give them, or if we should just put it down for them inside the.
I want them to know it's coming from us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave a little note, a little photo of the 2 of us.
I really want them to be like, "Oh, it's from Elina and Eren." Not
pop
just
around anytime you want.
Yeah, not just like, "Oh, this neighborhood is so nice." You know, oh, fuck the neighborhood, it's us.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I'm gonna bring up what I wanted to now because you've deviated the fucking conversation enough.
All right, go on.
Right.
Take it away.
So I had an idea a couple of weeks ago, or maybe it was a week ago. It was about a week ago.
Yeah.
Where we would, I don't know how to go about it. Either we could both do different ones, or we could both do the same one. So it is. I found a random anime generator website, which will, you press a button and it just shows you a random anime, like just the title and whatever. Right. I figured we could like do the random anime generator and like watch the first episode or something, and then come back in the next episode and kind of do a little review or something. I don't know if that's something you'd want to do, like in the podcast, or it could be like an own little video or something separate to the podcast. Cool. I thought it was a nice idea.
Like it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Might run into like some weird stuff.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Because I made sure that you could like get old like 80s OVAs and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. And you can, so... Yeah, I think it would be a cool idea. So you down for that?
I am. I really am. I think it'd be cool to get like a bunch of different to just be exposed randomly to different forms of anime. You know, not just the one type like that you're interested in. The popular stuff. Yeah, but like if you're interested in like Attack on Titan, you're going to look for similar things. Yeah. So to be forced to watch an episode of like a completely different art style, completely different story, it'd be fun.
And I think like the one episode is enough of it to kind of like It could be just like, oh, would you watch the rest of it after this one episode? Because usually people watch anime, like the first 3 episodes of anime. It's like called the 3-episode rule, where they'll watch that and base if they watch the rest of it.
Although about it, excuse me, I don't know why I'm so against the 3-episode rule. Because like TV shows now, their episodes are like 50 minutes long. So like 3 episodes is kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
But like to get 3 episodes to like actually grasp a viewer, you know?
Well, that's not... usually it'll grasp you within the first episode, but the 3rd episode is when they'll have like a big reveal.
Oh, I see.
You know, like episode 5 of Attack on Titan is that.
Yeah.
Where it's like, ooh, I gotta watch the next episode.
Unpopular opinion, and I don't care. I really don't like Attack on Titan. No. I watched the first 2 seasons, I think. Fucking hated it. I thought it was... Not hated it. I loved the first season. Loved it. I thought it was so cool. It was so scary. The animation was so great. The animation is still great throughout the entire thing. But my God, did it just get slower and slower and slower with the plot. To the point where they stopped production for like 3 years. I was like, this is how slow the plot is. And then it comes back and it's still... Like, it's not worth taking a 3-year break for it.
It has changed dramatically. Like the final season that's running now is like completely different.
Oh yeah, you said it has like nothing to do with...
Yeah, we won't spoil anything.
Oh yeah.
But it's completely different. In a good way or not, I'm not sure yet. 2 episodes in. Waiting on that 3rd episode. And I don't really know what's going on. Like, it's been so long that I don't really remember who the characters are and stuff.
I feel like there's just not a good balance between how much money they've put into the animation to how much money they're putting into the story.
Well, they don't put money into the story.
But you know what I mean? Like, there's just no effort put into it.
There's
sure not a balanced effort. I think the animation looks so much better than the story, because the story is so... For the big reveals that they have, I'm like, it did not have to be this long.
Okay, we'll discuss this quick. I'll bleep out the spoilers so listeners don't have to get spoiled. But what big reveals did you not like think were worth it? I'm gonna have to like not even bleep that out because it'll just be like a minute long bleep. I'll just cut it out. It's fine.
Yeah, but you get it.
Yeah, I get you.
Aside from the animation, there's nothing really that makes me... And the music. The music's great too. There's nothing... The sound effects as well.
It's fair enough. Yeah. I don't have like that high of an opinion of Attack on Titan to kind of defend it. I've just been like... The only reason I'm still watching it is just because like I watched 2 or 3 seasons when I did enjoy it, and I thought it was cool because it was like at the start of when I was watching anime, and by that time I was like, I watched this much, I might as well watch it till the end to see what happens.
I'm not like that.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't do it if it was like hour-long episodes, but 20 minutes is fine. 20 minutes a week, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think if you're not enjoying something, there's no need to like watch more.
The novelty of Titans have worn off for me, you know? So the plot isn't giving me much and the novelty of the Titans have worn off.
A fun way to think of it, I saw someone compare them to, well, call them flesh mechs. Like mech suits, you know, like Gundams and stuff.
No.
No.
Like figures, action figures?
No, the Gundam anime.
Okay.
They're just like flesh robot suits.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if that helps you.
Or... No.
It's fine. No. It's fine.
I think it's a lot more cool if they're actually Titans.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Not Gundams.
But yeah, okay, cool. So you like my idea?
I do. I very much.
How would you like to do one each, like one random one each, and then we both?
Ooh, we would tell each other about it.
Yeah, we would do the picking like at the end of an episode or whenever we choose, like during one podcast, and then in the next podcast we talk about it.
Yeah.
We would watch it in between that.
I don't want to tell anybody what I got, and I don't want to tell you what I got. I want it to be completely
No, we would have
blank.
to tell.
But what if you know? What if you've watched the one that I picked?
Then that'd be fine.
No.
We'd have a good discussion about it.
But so, no.
But it's not going to be that much of a reveal, because you're not going to be talking about it until you mention what it was.
Fine. No, I still think it should.
No. I'm putting my foot down, Elina.
When do you fucking not? Honestly, comes up with the idea and also tells me that my suggestions for the idea are shits. Okay, we'll do this whole thing your way.
It's my fucking idea. No, because I think it'd be fun for the audience as well to know what we got. Because like we do the spinny thing, we get what we want, and we're like, oh, that'd be fun to watch and talk about. Or you're like, oh, Jesus.
Is there any way of them knowing without you knowing?
What do you mean?
Is there any way for the audience to know what I got without you knowing what I got?
No, because I'm editing it.
Oh, that's true. Just block your ears for that.
Every time you're like cursing freaking non-stop at me. Although I would hear you while it's recording. Never mind. It was a stupid thought. But yeah, okay, that's cool. That's fine. Just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, cool.
For like a week. Cool. So I'll try to think of a name for that segment as well. Got a new segment. Yeah, one thing I wanted to talk about was it has been 5 days since I got my hands on Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh yeah. Wow, it's been 5 days already.
I thought it was longer.
I thought it was shorter.
It feels longer.
Wow.
Yeah, it's, been an experience.
A negative one.
Kind of, yeah. It's a mixed bag. I'm playing it on a base PS4. And honestly, it's been kind of rough to play it. I've been getting progressively more annoyed. But I think I just have to kind of switch up my playstyle. What I realized today was, because the game has been experiencing like a whole load of performance issues, I realized today that in order to kind of lessen the effects of those, I just have to like not drive anywhere. Which is I don't actually mind doing that because I love exploring the cyberpunk environment, Cyberpunk is something I'm very much into.
So can you tell me why in Nier Automata you didn't, like, were you going as fast in that game as you are in Cyberpunk driving?
Well, that's completely different. I wouldn't say they're comparable.
Why?
Because Nier Automata is like, its environment is very bland, like kind of empty. And Cyberpunk is very condensed. Like imagine playing Resident Evil 2 Remake, which you played. But imagine the map for that is huge, like the size of a GTA map. And you can drive and stuff through it. The PS4 can handle all the little details that it's rendering in the environment in Resident Evil 2 Remake because it's like a small condensed environment. Whereas in Cyberpunk it's open world, so you can go through it and you can go anywhere, and it's trying to like render stuff. That
stresses me out.
There's like, imagine a bubble around the character, and in that bubble things will be rendered to look the best they can be, and then outside that there's like different stages where things will be rendered less, so they'll be more simplistic looking, but you can't tell because they're further away, so you can't tell the detail anyway. So basically what happens in Cyberpunk is you're going through the place and it's just not kind of keeping up with you. So you're going to run into characters who haven't got their features loaded. You're going to go past buildings that haven't loaded at all sometimes. I went through a tunnel, and at the entrance of a tunnel was just like a black wall. It was like someone had done the paint bucket on the entrance. Yeah, I thought I didn't even realize that it was the entrance. I thought I was gonna hit a wall. Oh. I ended up swerving. It might be in the in the gameplay I'm showing during this podcast, actually. So keep an eye out for it if you're watching. But yeah, it's just kind of really disappointing because they've been working on this for like 7-8 years, and it was originally supposed to launch on PS4 and Xbox One. But what they've done is they've optimized it for the next gen consoles, so it looks like it should look on PS4 on the PS5. So what I'm getting is like a downgraded version, which is just kind of shit, really. They apologize profusely, CD Projekt Red, the developers, and they said they're going to bring out like 2. They mentioned 2 updates, one in January and one in February, that are going to apparently fix the performance issues, but it's not going to make it any better looking, apparently.
Stupid.
But
like if they can come up with like fixes for those bugs that quickly, January and February, like then it was clearly solvable before.
Yeah, I don't think it was. I think it was just they put too much shit into it that it just became kind of unplayable on PS4 and PS5.
Can I ask, is this game any more different than any other game that you've played? Enough to have a hype for 7 years?
No, I would say it's a letdown.
Yeah.
Because you can't... I thought it would be like so freeing. Because in The Witcher 3, which is the game they made previously, you could go into like pretty much any building and stuff.
Yeah.
You could go everywhere. But it's a lot more restrictive in Cyberpunk.
Yeah, the game doesn't really make much sense to me. I know nothing about games, but I'm looking at Oren play this one and I'm like, this took 7 years to make? Like...
Yeah, I know. I think they just got distracted with putting stuff in it like, changing your genitals or like...
I told Oren...
Stuff like... Yeah. Just stuff like that. And they kind of lost focus and didn't kind of perfect the things that should have been in the game, and they just started doing like unnecessary shit
for 7 years.
Probably, yeah. Seems like it.
I told him I think they ate up all the money themselves, and just whatever they had left over they put towards the game.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But like I am kind of enjoying it. I love exploring the world, when it's properly rendered. I finally figured out, after 5 days, I finally figured out how to do get into the photo mode. And I was messing around with that earlier, and it's pretty fun. It's like, I think probably the second best photo mode in a game I've played. I think the best one was Horizon Zero Dawn, which I took loads of screenshots on and posted them on Instagram. So I think, yeah.
Can I ask what the hype was for Cyberpunk? And was there that much of a hype for Cyberpunk as there was for Nier in the making? Because I know nothing about... Yeah, I know nothing about Nier Automata, but that one looks amazing. Much better.
That's more of a niche game than anything. That's really like the first big game in that series.
Are you on about Nier?
Nier Automata, yeah.
Okay.
Previous to that, they were all kind of like underground, kind of underrated gems.
So Nier wasn't like a big reveal?
No.
Okay.
But then it gained popularity due to like the character design and the combat and everything. It's a really good game.
So what was what made Cyberpunk so like, what made people want to wait 7 years for Cyberpunk?
Well, the studio behind it, the ones who made The Witcher 3, which is like one of the highest rated games on PS4 or Xbox One, whatever. People saw how well they did with that and were like, oh my gosh, them doing like a cyberpunk genre would be amazing. Because like there's a lot of love for the cyberpunk genre. And there's not many games today that kind of do it justice. Especially nothing like, I don't think there's any kind of open world cyberpunk games to the scale of this. So the thought of like being able to explore this futuristic kind of environment as much as you want is like kind of a lot of people's dreams.
So there's that many cyberpunk genre fans?
Yeah.
Really?
It's a very popular genre. Yeah. I mean, the manga that I've been collecting,
well, that's true.
Most of that is like cyberpunk, like all the Tsutomu Nihei stuff. Then there's like the Battle Angel Alita, Ghost in the Shell, Akira. It's a very beloved genre.
Cyberpunk 2077, is that a American made, or was there any Asian?
It's Polish made.
You're joking?
No. Cyberpunk 2077 is based on a board game, I think, like D&D, called Cyberpunk 2020, which released like in the 80s or something. Wow. Maybe not the 80s, but like the 90s-ish. So it's based on that.
Wait, based on, like, the one in the 80s or whatever was Polish made?
No, that was made by an American guy, I think.
So the concept is from an American, but it's made in, like, Poland?
Yeah.
Okay. Very weird place to make it.
Yeah, I think they're like the only, I think it's Poland, but like they're the only big company from Poland that makes games, I think. The only like notable one anyway.
Wow. Very weird. That's random. Didn't think Poland had a big tech or like gaming industry there.
Don't think so.
Yeah. Clearly not. It's probably why it took them 7 years.
they just have like one company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My lord.
But yeah. So like, I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about the game. I did look into refunding it a couple of days ago because I was like in the middle of like the depression era when I'm like, this is just not how I thought it would be.
Yeah.
But now I'm kind of settling into like, this is what the game is. I'll try and make the most of it. Because I can't refund it, so I'm gonna get my money's worth. You know. But yeah, I am enjoying it though. There's like annoying things, like every time I start up the game I have to reconfigure my controls and stuff, because it just resets the controllers, like the analog sensitivity, which is super annoying because I like mine fast, but it goes back down to slow, and stuff like that. It's just kind of a mess at the moment. Hopefully it'll be improved to like a playable standard, because at the moment it's gotten terrible reviews.
Whereas I'm not that forgiving. I feel like Oren is still, like, you've been waiting for 7 years, so you're still attached to it.
In denial.
Yeah. Whereas I'm like pissed off for him. Yeah. You know, like
I do feel cheated. Like, you know, if I have to buy a PlayStation 5 or like I get a high-end PC just to play it how just to get it looking how I thought how I was told it would look.
Yeah, that's what.
Because they didn't advertise, they didn't show anybody what it would look like on PS4
it was for
or
the
Xbox
PS4.
One. Yeah, they showed it running on like PC or Xbox, like the new consoles. They didn't show any of the PS4 gameplay or anything. They were very like non-transparent about it, which is kind of. I feel betrayed.
Yeah, good. You should.
Yeah.
You really should. Because you are betrayed. Keanu Reeves was stuck in a wall. You pulled out a gun and there was like
no, Keanu wasn't stuck in a wall. It was just some random dude who ran through. It was in the Keanu Reeves section in the like his flashback or whatever. And there was just like, I was just mowing down dudes. And then one dude kind of like strafes into like, it looked like he just went through the closed door. But then and then I had to like, he was stuck there. He wouldn't come back through. So I had to shoot his arm when it would poke through to kill him because I couldn't progress without killing him. But then later on, you go through that door, it opens up, and I saw his body on the other end.
Oh my God. And then one time he pulled up a gun and there was nothing in his hands. He was just pointing like with nothing. Yeah. And then another time, what happened another time?
Oh gosh, there's so many times.
Yeah. Oh, he always like when he looks at himself in the mirror, he's like naked or something.
Yeah, I don't know why.
The clothes just don't show.
That only happened the 2 times. But every time you switch like an item of clothing, like on your torso or your trousers or whatever, it just flashes like completely nude, and then the next item of clothing. It doesn't go like straight from one item to the other. It just flashes. I don't know. I feel like it's not a bug. But I feel like it should be because it's kind of like unnecessary. Yeah. Like, I don't want that. What if I don't know how streamers and stuff are getting around it. Oh. You know? I think I saw that Twitch are allowing them to play the game fine without having to like censor it in some way.
Weird.
But yeah, it's just kind of a complete mess. I don't think I'll be... See, I don't pre-order games very often. That's like the second. The last game I pre-ordered was Resident Evil 2 Remake. And then the last game I pre-ordered before that was GTA 5 when it first came out in like 2013 or something. I don't pre-order it much, but when I do, I feel like it's a special occasion and I wouldn't like to not be disappointed.
Yeah. He bought donuts.
I had a whole day planned. I bought some like fancy donuts, and I made a kind of area for myself around the TV. I had the lights down low to make it nice and atmospheric.
Only nice to watch yourself get cheated on.
Yeah. Fucking hard crashes.
Oh yeah.
So annoying.
So I'm like pissed. I wouldn't, if it was me, just going back to this Attack on Titan thing, I'm not as forgiving to be like, okay, I've waited years for the next season, watch next season, it's not fucking worth it.
Well, when there's a financial investment, would you? Like if you had paid for all the Attack on Titan, would you continue to watch it? Or would you be like...
No.
Really?
100% no. Because I'm like, I don't even want to give them my time. But my time is an investment. I would just put up a bad review of Cyberpunk and be like, okay, that's it. I would like give it to someone else or go to CX and get like some amount of money back for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't like, because then you're kind of supporting it as well by doing the updates. But I just don't, I'm like, that's ridiculous. You know?
Well, you don't pay for the updates.
No, I know, but you're still like...
Well, what I feel like I get from Cyberpunk 2077 is... forget like everything else. I just like exploring the environment. I like walking around the city. I like looking up and seeing the towering fucking buildings and all the holograms and shit. It's awesome. So even if I don't like ever complete the game, if I could spend like 50 hours
Jesus Christ
walking around that city and stuff, I'd be happy. I would feel like I got my money's worth. Because because going back to my website for my comic that I'm making, part of it is set in like a cyberpunk kind of place.
You should get loads of material, screenshots and stuff.
That's what I'm doing. That's why I'm getting all the cyberpunk manga and stuff.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
There's manga?
No, not Cyberpunk 2077.
Okay.
Genre manga.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then that makes sense to me.
Yeah, it's like it's helping me craft my understanding of cyberpunk environments.
Yeah, then that's fair enough. But for me, I'm like, you've already spent 7 years of your time to spend another 50 hours.
But I haven't spent 7 years of my time solely dedicated my life to cyberpunk. It's like I barely even watched coverage of it until like a month before. Because I like to go into things kind of open, or like kind of not knowing what's going on. So I'm like, oh, look at this.
Can I say that I'm really hungry?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get through. You don't want to do it in Alina's Conspiracies? I don't think you've done any research or anything anyway.
Yeah, no, I haven't really.
No.
I've literally...
It's just been work. It's
genuinely just been work. And even when I'm at my job, I'm still like sitting there with my Word document open doing work.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's because I want to get a really good degree.
Yeah.
Because
it's okay. It's okay. Nobody's blaming you. Don't mess with that.
Guys.
That's tied up for a reason.
I know.
Okay, let me just have a look. Because we got the comments section, which we mustn't forget. Do you want to recommend anything real quick? You don't have to go like super in detail with it.
I'd recommend everybody to go out to pharmacies and stuff and look at the sales.
Yes,
like
give in to
Euro.
consumerism. Spend your money.
Says the guy who's waited 7 years for a game pre-ordered.
Bish.
What?
I made sure to get that as cheap as possible. It only cost me €55. Okay.
Time is money, Oren.
All right. Well, what would I recommend? I would. Oh God, I don't know. I wouldn't recommend Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't recommend that either. You'll see a very negative review from me. I haven't even fucking played it.
What would I recommend? What have I been playing recently? Oh, did I mention the Blame manga?
You didn't.
I didn't.
No.
I would recommend the Blame manga, spelled blame with an exclamation point after, by Tsutomu Nihei. You can find it on like Amazon or whatever for like.
Do you have to buy it to read it?
No.
Oh, okay, it's online as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can read anything, any manga online.
I'm just making sure you're not just recommending people to buy stuff.
The physical stuff.
Yeah.
Not recommending people to buy stuff like you.
For sales. It's the Christmas sales.
Stuff
Go into some pharmacies. I got so many nice perfumes. I'm so happy with them.
It's good. But Blame is like, all of Tsutomu Nihei's stuff is like fucking amazing. I love it. The artwork's so goddamn cool. His artwork is like very kind of, I literally have it on the front page of my website, behind the fictional stories thing. That's the image. It's from one of his manga. I just have it there because I don't have anything else but there at the moment. But it's just so like, it's like if Berserk was, like the art style is like if Berserk was Cyberpunk. It's real cool. And there's like these panels of like vast expanses of like buildings and shit.
But then there's also like panels of a lot of negative space.
Yeah. Oh my god, I fucking love it.
Yeah, he loves it.
The mangaka was previously an architect, so he's got a really good understanding of like buildings and shit. It's fucking amazing. Just look up images of Tsutomu Nihei's artwork and it's goddamn beautiful. So I would recommend that series. It starts off kind of plain looking compared to his other work, but it gets a lot more detailed and stuff as it goes along. So
I would recommend.
Oh, another thing.
I don't know, but I really want to get into for next year, like doing more prayers and having crystals and stuff. But I was looking online and they're fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Crystals are so expensive.
Yeah.
So I might next year have to start like collecting those. That could be my thing.
What
to
kind
like.
of ones would you collect?
I don't know.
Would you not have like just one kind of crystal? Like a
no, you need multiple different types
thing?
of ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because each one has a different meaning. And
there are like hundreds of different crystals.
Yeah, but like there's so
You're like, here's my trunk full of crystals. Let me search for like 35 minutes to find the one I need.
Yeah.
They're all like similar colors.
And then you have to put them in. You have to test
the pH to see if it's the one that.
Yeah, like
you want.
And when it's a full moon, when the energy is at the highest, you have to put them into a bowl full of salt to clear the energy from the crystal, and then do a little like prayer over the full moon and get like all of the crystals like energized. And
would you look at that? This turned into Elena's conspiracy section.
It's not a conspiracy. Actually, I've been feeling very dizzy in the mornings, and I was like telling Oren last night, was it? Or the night before, maybe? I was like, I think the reason, I know the reason why I feel dizzy in the mornings, like unbearably dizzy in the morning. And I've said before it was my low blood pressure, but I got my blood pressure taken at work then as well, and it was normal. It wasn't low.
I think you need to get it taken a few times.
I think I need a 24-hour blood pressure monitor.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, to see like what like a normal day and what my blood pressure is. So what was it? So I said it's because of the positioning of our bed. Because it's not. He laughs every time I say this, but it's true. It's true. Okay? Where your bed has to be positioned, your head has to be where the sun rises.
We don't know where the sun rises. We've got no fucking windows in our room.
No.
Do you?
I know.
Do you?
The way our bed is positioned, it's not where the sun rises.
Bitch, get a compass.
I'm sure that's what makes me dizzy in the morning.
Do you have a compass app on your phone?
Who has a fucking compass app?
There's probably one on your iPhone, because they're full of fucking useless apps that just take up space.
I don't think I've ever seen a compass app.
No,
but I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure there was.
Oh, there must be one on Google Maps. There's a little compass at the bottom.
Oh yeah. Okay, look that up.
Okay, tell me where the sun rises.
I don't know. The east.
Don't guess.
Wait. Japan is like the land of the rising sun. Japan is in the east, so I think it's the east. Sun rising direction. Look at us idiots doing research. East. There we go. So our head would have to be facing east?
I think so. I really hope I'm not wrong. Just have to download an app for it. It should be quick to download. It's only a compass. Yep. That's where we're facing in bed?
Yeah.
We're facing east.
Oh,
wait, let me look it up.
Oh, I feel so satisfied.
Wait now.
It was like exactly east as well.
And it needs to face southward to attract opposite poles while you sleep.
Wait, what? So you were wrong originally?
Yeah. Oh, it's feng shui.
So we need to be facing.
Wait now.
South.
There's multiple different things. Wait now.
Oh my fucking god! It's almost like they're making it up.
They're not making it up. Right. Stop it.
I'll use this time while she's. I don't know what she's doing, but I'll use this time to thank whoever is still listening for still listening. We appreciate.
Your head should be pointing north.
You people listening. And if you enjoy the podcast in general, give it a share and shut the fuck up while I plug our stuff.
With your head pointing north,
share,
your body's magnetic field
subscribe.
Interferes with that of the earth.
Alright, doesn't matter. Like
this can fluctuate your blood pressure. Oh! This can fluctuate your blood pressure and even cause heart problems.
Why am I fine then?
I don't know why you're fine. Maybe you're not in tune with the magnetic field of the Earth. Yes, clearly. Man! Sleeping with your head pointing north can also disrupt your blood circulation and lead to disturbed sleep.
They're like the most
also
vague
east and
fucking
south
symptoms
are the most ideal directions for sleeping.
So we're fine. Yeah.
But I should be sleeping south to reverse the negative effects of the north direction.
Which way is south? That would be south. Yeah.
Which way is south?
Yeah.
That way south.
So, but we can't, because then there'd be no room in the bed, in the room for anything else other than the bed. It'd just be in the way. Look, when we get our own place,
isn't that interesting?
We'll have you can face whatever bed, or you can face your bed whatever way you want.
Do you think the moon affects your emotions?
I'll put my bed in the corner. Yeah.
Do you think the moon affects your emotions?
You didn't realise.
I really wasn't listening.
Oh, you fucking... No wonder my fucking jokes go over your head so much. I don't get the reaction I think I deserve.
It's my low blood pressure.
You don't listen to me. Don't read my reviews.
I literally just wait for you to finish talking so I can talk. I'm like, when does he stop? When does he stop? When does he stop? Do you think the moon affects your blood pressure?
Alright.
So I think all of that stuff is real.
Sure.
Yeah.
Alright. I think we should finish up soon.
Yeah, please.
But first, we gotta read the comments. We gotta read the comments from the nice people who left comments. It was only one comment, guys. And it was super long. Because they commented like throughout the podcast of their
that's nice.
Yeah, it was really cool. It's like super long. It was really fun to read. So thank you, The Crumble of Society, for leaving that awesome, really long comment.
The Crumble of Society?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a cool name. Sure, leave us another one like that. Exactly like that. Everybody should do it. I used to do that on various videos.
Oh, I was watching this Come Dine With Me episode. I'm super into Come Dine With Me.
New phase.
Fucking love it.
Yeah.
4 people cooking their like ideal menu and hosting. I'm like, oh, there was this one couple who they were the last ones. So out of the 3 couples, they were the last one to have their night
so
hosted.
When it's single people doing it, it's 4 people, and when it's couples, it's only 3.
To make
3 couples
to like keep the viewer count, like the however long the episode is, normal.
Yeah.
So one couple said that they were vegan.
I don't know why it would be any longer.
One couple said that they were vegan, and I was watching like clips of that episode, and they were like fucking rude. They were like, "This is so bland. This like has no flavor. This is like."
Vegan was saying something.
A vegan was
bland.
saying that, yeah. And it was so fucking rude as well because they were given specially made food by the hosts. Yeah. So the host had their own menu, and then they did something else for those people because they were vegan. On their night, she's like eating, when they're making the dessert before everybody arrives, she's eating the egg mousse. They're making chicken and they're eating the chicken. They're not even vegan. They were like doing that the whole time to like find faults and like lying, saying that all the food tasted bland. And on their night, they were eating normal food.
Wow.
What ass? I know.
Fucking vegans.
No, they were fake. Like I've never heard. I was like, they should get disqualified. That's not nice at all. But yeah, I was so shocked. I found that today. I was like, oh my gosh.
I should be like, if we ever go on it, I should be like, I don't eat food, so. You're like during like the review at the end of the night, I'm like, yeah, their food didn't really like taste of anything.
Yeah, no, it's so weird.
I left the place feeling as hungry as I did when I came here.
Yeah.
Very unsatisfied.
Honestly, like there are some people that you look at, and that I look at anyway, and I'm like,
fucking vegans.
No, like you can just see. It's weird, but you can like just see like a little devil on their shoulder, you know. Like there was this one guy, anyways, that a few people that I look at and I'm like, man, it's very hard to find your soul in there. You know, like it's just not you operating. When you look at that couple, you're like, I can so see like a little demon's face on yours. You know, it's you know, if we had that Come Down With Me episode, man, and at their night, I'd give them a 0.
Have you ever seen anybody rate as low as that? What's the lowest you've seen them rate?
Oh, I don't know.
Wow. Yeah. Don't pay attention to Come Down With Me.
I do, either. But like, I don't know. I don't think there's
so
been
you pay
anything
more
like
attention,
dramatically low.
So you pay more attention to Come Down With Me than you do your own boyfriend.
Yeah.
All right. I'll just have to go on Come Down With Me, so I'll ruin it for you.
I really hope I can do it. I really hope. That'll be a New Year's resolution for me for sure.
If we like,
not this year, but
if we ever make friends, I think it'll be fun to do with them.
Definitely. Yeah. But I want to actually be on Come Down With Me.
Yeah. All right.
High goals.
High goals, low standards.
Simple food cooked well.
Shop-bought food cooked well.
Oh man. I don't know how I'd react because there's a lot of people on that show that's like they speak their mind, and a lot of people
when someone says
I hate it.
I'm not being rude, I'm just being honest.
Yeah, I'm just
that makes
giving
no
my
sense.
opinion.
You are being honest and you're being rude.
Yeah.
Your honest opinion is fucking rude.
Yeah, I agree.
Twats.
I hate when people say, don't be offended. I don't want you to be offended, but this is how I feel. I'm like, you have the right to say what you feel, but I also have the right to feel offended. Yeah. Like, you can't take my right of being offended away, you know? Like, fuck you.
So yeah, that's where we're gonna leave it for episode 3.
Would you think I'd be really nice on Come Down With Me, or do you think I'd be like, I really don't want to go back and do my work, I really don't want to do it?
Well, we'll be having dinner now. I'll pop off to the shop and get some ingredients. And
do you think I'd be like bitchy, like if a person?
I don't care.
Like
I don't care.
No, if a person
the podcast is over.
Criticize my lasagna now. Criticize my lasagna now.
Oh, she's gonna keep talking about this when the podcast is over, though.
I will, yeah, because I'm genuinely interested. How would I react?
To what?
To a person critiquing my food and saying it's bad.
You'd probably cry.
I'd have to leave. Do you think I'd be really salty, and then on their night I'd be like,
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't be able to like.
No, I wouldn't.
You couldn't be that sassy. You'd be too nice. You'd be like, it's like something you like cannot stand to eat. Like, what's your least favorite? Oysters. Yeah, it's like oysters, and it's like you eat them, and you like vomit in your mouth like every 20 seconds, and you're like, it's lovely. And you give them a good score as well, because you even behind their back, you're like, it was okay, like
they tried.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what I would do.
Really, it's my fault for not having the taste for
Imagine if we had those like fake vegans though. Man, I'd go crazy. I wouldn't eat any of their food.
All vegans are fake.
They're
all fake humans. Yeah.
And we'll save that for a discussion for next week, because I think that's quite interesting.
It was just a joke.
Vegans are fake humans. We will discuss that next week.
Cool. That can be your conspiracy. You can research that.
You know, my dad actually thinks that they put something in the water, or like something like that.
Let me end the podcast, please.
To like make people want
this
to be
is
vegan.
just going to make more editing for me. I'm going to have to listen
sorry.
to
okay,
more
I'm sorry, sweetie. I'm sorry.
of you rambling on about various shit.
Okay.
And I'm like, and even editing this, I'm like, oh my fucking god. There's still like a minute to go.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a good night. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening and watching.
Yes, yeah.
And stay tuned for next time, which will probably be about. It might release around Christmas. I'd like to release
Happy
it
Christmas
Day
and Hanukkah.
Yeah, sure. So we'll have to record one before then. A nice festive one.
Yeah,
be cool. It won't be Christmas by the time we record it, so it'll be
now you're the one fucking dragging this on.
Yeah, that's the joke, Alina.
Oh, okay. over my head.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for listening, everyone. See you next time.
Bye.